Welcome back to another Pokemon Falling Friday, home of the OG weekly market updates, where every Friday morning we go through last week's sales of sealed Pokemon products and Pokemon cards that are currently going down in price. And we do also cover the big Pokemon news, like cards are set to get revealed. And we do have to do the question of the day. So if Pokemon were to add a fourth starter that we could choose from, what type would you guys want to see and why? And we do have to give a big thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is ARIZONATCG. If you guys have a bunch of graded cards you're looking to sell and you do not want to deal with a bunch of people lowballing you constantly, ARIZONATCG is perfect. You just send them all your graded cards. They're going to take professional scans. They're going to post it to their massive weekly eBay auction, so that way it gets thousands and thousands of views, and that way you're going to be getting top dollar too. And they just lowered their prices, so definitely check them out. I'll have all the links in the description. Then also, if you're going to grade through PSA for your very first time, you can click my link in the description, use code BEARD25, and you'll receive $25 off your very first submission, which is basically a free graded card. All right, let's hop into it. So we have the Chilling Reign booster box. This was at $545. Now that sold $498, $467, a bunch at $467 and $499. Next, we have the Surging Sparks booster box. There is not a lot of sealed products going down in price right now. It's actually crazy. It's got the $280. Now that sold $248, $260, $253, and $252. Next, we have the Lost Origin Pokemon Center ETB. This was at $290. Now that sold $275, $270, $230, $243, $225. Next, we have the regular Ascended Heroes ETB. The Pokemon Center ETB is going back up in price. This was at $179, dropped down to $117, went back up to $160, and now last sold $107, $101, a couple more at $106, and I heard some people getting them at like $90. Next, we have the Ascended Heroes Mini Tin Display. This was at $244. Now last sold $205, $239. Most of them, though, are around $205 to $210. And we have the Paradox Rift Roaring Moon Pokemon Center ETB. This was at $210. Now that sold $180, $185, $170, $200. Next, we got some cards here. We got the Oricorio EX promo. This is starting to bounce back. That's why I wanted to put it on the list today, because this was like a $30-something card. $24. Then it got down to $9, but now last sold $10.60, $11.90, $13.86. So starting to bounce back a little bit. And the Mega Charizard X is kind of doing the same thing. Got down to like $29. Now last sold $32, $31, $30. Because the actual Charizard UPC is going up in price. So these cards will probably follow. Next, we have the Team Rockets Moltres. This is the promo from the UPC. This got up to $60. Now last sold $52, $53, $46. And that box is also going up in price. So I could also see this card bouncing right back up. Next, we have the Noctowl Pokemon Center ETB, now below $30. All last sold pretty much right at $28 or $29. And we have the Mega Venusaur EX. This is the full art from Mega Evolution. Still holding decent value, but most of the sales now are right around $10 or $11. We got one high sale of $15. And here is the Mega Charizard X full art. This thing was selling for over $100 on release. That's crazy. Now last sold $32, one high sale at $40, but most of them now are in the low 30s. Next, we have the Toxtricity Illustration Rare. I think Toxtricity is one of the coolest Pokemon that we got in that generation. This was at $17, now last sold all at about $1.25. Next, we have the Galarian Obstagoon. This was at $12, now last sold $5, $6, pretty much all at $6. And we have the Misdreavus from Ascended Heroes. Pretty much all the Ascended Heroes IRs are dropping pretty hard. Not a ton of other IRs are dropping. We got a bunch of SIRs, though. This was at $20 for this card. Now last sold $6, $5, and $7. Next, we have the Palpitoad from Black Bolt. This card got pretty expensive. Got all the way up to $22. Now last sold $8, $7, and $6. Next, we have the Weavile. This was at $15. We got a sale now at $7, and $8, and $9. And the Hitmontop from Ascended Heroes. This was at $23. We got a sale now at $7, $7, $8, and $9. And the Team Rockets Dugtrio also. This was at $25. We got a sale now at $9, $11, $12. I could definitely see this card going up in price for sure. And the Banette. This card is crazy. Was at $24, dropped down to $15, back up to $17. Now last sold $11, $10, $12, and $13. And the Ionos Wattrel. This was at $21. We got a sale now at $12, $15, $13. And the Piplup from Phantasmal Flames, it's got up to about $13 again. This was at $25. Now last sold 9, 12, 11, 10, 9. One high sale at 14. And the Cynthia Spiritomb, this was at $27. We got a sale now at 16, 17, and a damaged one at 15. I don't know why you wouldn't spend the extra dollar and get the near mint one. And the Team Rocket's Mimikyu. This was at $37. Now last sold 29, 24, 23, 20, 21. And the Psyduck is completely leveled out now in the mid-60s. All right, we got some SIRs. That is lightly played. We got the Excadrill from Black Bolt. This card was let's go to the 1 year, $51 on release, and it's just been slowly falling. Last sold now pretty much all below $20 with one high sale at 30. Most of them are at 19. Next, we have the Mega Sharpedo from Phantasmal Flames. This was at $50. Now last sold 28, 27. Good to see some of these getting below $30. Next, we have the Dawn from Phantasmal Flames. This was also $46. Now last sold 38, 34, 31, 30. So very close to being below $30. And the Ethan's Adventure taking another little dip. This was also at about $50. Now last sold 36, 41. If this card definitely gets below like $30, I'm definitely going to pick up a few copies. One of my favorite trainers for sure. Next, we have the Genesect from Black Bolt. This card was pretty expensive on release. It was at $78. Now last sold 45, 42, 40. Next, we have the Enzorock from Journey Together. This is at 64. Now last sold 47, 46. One at 50, a couple at 52, but finally got sales in the 40s. And we have the Kyurem from Black Bolt. This was at 72. We got a sale now at 68, 60, 59, 65, 70. Next, we have the Team Rocket's Moltres EX. This is a lightly played chart. This is the one you actually have to pull. Was at 125. Now we got a sale at 90, 88, 87, 92, 89. So finally got some sales in the 80s. Getting very close to the price of the promo. And you could go back and check maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago whenever they announced this promo, and I called it that this card would literally be an $80 card. Next, we have the Milotic from Surging Sparks. This card got up to $115. We got a sale now at 90, 100, 97, 91, 93. So this card might be getting into the 80s also. Next, we have a couple of the Mega Attackers. This is the Mega Dragonite from Ascended Heroes. Was at 75. We got a sale now at 47, 52, and 46. The lowest is 41. And here's the Gengar. I seen a bunch of these Mega Attackers the other day, and they look very, very nice. If these ever get really, really cheap, like if this Gengar card ever becomes, a $5, $10, $15 card, I am definitely going to stock up on these bad boys. This was at $110. We got a sale now 49, 55, and 53. All right, we have the Mega Emboar going through some of the SIRs from Ascended Heroes. These cards are dropping quick. This was at $115. Now last sold 49, 57, 55, and 53. Next, we have the Stevens Metagross EX. This is at 125. Now last sold 78, 80, 76. Next, we have the Iona's Belly Bolt from Ascended Heroes. This is at $164. Now last sold 70, 77, and 85. And we have the Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX. This is at 176. We got a sale now at 90, 85, 88. And the Mega Meganium, this was at 146. Now last sold 89. One high sale at 110, but most of them are right around $90. And the Pheasantipity, this was at $161. Now last sold 109, 104, 110. And we have the Mega Feraligatr. This is the most expensive one of that trio. This is at $236. Now last sold 150, 148, and this one is definitely leveling out a little bit. And the Enzorock, this went up to $170 on release. Now just dropping a little bit. Last sold 151, 160, 149, 145. And the Lily's Clefairy, this was at $273. We got a sale at $200, $199, $204, $198. I really feel like this is going to be about $125, $130 card. Now, this is definitely an SIR that can go back up in price for sure. This is at $350. Now, last sold $299, $295, $310. I could easily see this thing jumping back up to like $400. And the Pikachu, this was at $404. Now last sold $340, $300 with a picture. Otherwise, $325, and another low one at $300. And here's the gold Mega Dragonite. This is at $522. Now last sold $314 with a picture. $250 Indonesian. Otherwise, $380, $325, $348, and $300. And here is the Pikachu. I think a BGS Black Label just sold for like $16,000, which honestly is just the biggest waste of money that you can even do in the hobby, is buying one of those cards right away, because there's going to be a couple more Black Labels. It's just crazy to me. But this was at $500, went up to $523, dropped down to $479, and now last sold $497, $499, and $519. So kind of just going up and down. And here is the gold Mega Charizard Y, still dropping, was at $688. Now last sold $515, $500. We got a lightly played at $390. I think that's a decent drop. Most of them though right around $500. The lowest near mint that I'm seeing is $470. And the Mega Dragonite EX, not really going down in price, going up a little bit. But I just thought I'd add it anyways. But last sold $592, $639, $699, and $688. And same exact thing with the Mega Gengar. This was at $965, dropped down to $838. Now last sold $1,075, $987, $939, $1,000. Wow. All right, we got some Sword and Shield alternate arts. This was at $70. We got the Origin Form Dialga. Last sold now $53, $45, $44. Model we played at $40. And we have the Rayquaza V. This is at $315. Now last sold $240, $235. One high one at $335. Otherwise, the other one's at $279 and $280. Next, we have the Dragonite V from Evolving Skies. This is at $488. Now last sold $384, $350, $399, $348. And the Umbreon VMAX. This got up to $2,280. Last sold $1,800, $1,500. One super low one at $900, but that cannot be correct. Most of them are around $1,650 to about $1,850. Still quite the drop from about $2,300. Next, we have the Charizard V from Champions Path starting to drop. This is at $287. Now last sold $239, $240, $250. And we have the Mewtwo EX. This is the secret rare from XY Breakthrough. This is at $216. Now last sold $155, $159, $185. A lot of these gold secret rares are dropping a little bit. Next, we have the Mew Legendary Treasures Radiant Collection. This is at $210. We got a sale at $173, $189, $199, $168, $156. And we have the Mega Blastoise from XY Evolutions. This is at $88. Now last sold $50, $52. Some about 24 of them at $52. That is a ton. We even got sales in the 40s, one at $44 and $47. And here is the Mega Charizard from XY Evolutions. This is at $165. Now last sold $120, $142, $119, $114, $130. And the Mega Venusaur from XY Evolutions also. This was at $55. Now last sold $35, $37, $40. This happens every time we get, a gimmick that we had before. These cards go crazy. And then, Mega is now here. And we get used to it. And these cards start coming back down in price. Next, we have the Mega Gengar EX from Phantom Forces. This got up to $230. Now last sold $188, $170, $190, and one at $205. Next, we have the Mega Mewtwo EX from XY Breakthrough. This is the Y1. This was at $176. Now last sold $144, $161, $150, $146. And we have the Armored Mewtwo starting to drop a little bit in price. This is at $239. Now last sold $208. One low one at $47. I'm guessing that's Japanese. And we got one right here at $190, $211, $207. One high one at $240. And if we check the 1 year, this card used to be so cheap. I mean, $113 a year ago, but if we go back even further, it was like a $40, $50 card. Next, we are jumping to 130 point, checking out some new PSA 10 sales for Ascended Heroes. We got the Banette, sold for $185 in a 10. The Psyduck, $715. The Pikachu in the Forest, sold for $2,200, was listed at $25. Pheasantipity for $335. Another Pikachu in the Forest for $24. Dragonite Mega Attack Rare at 460, the Score Bunny at 170, Pikachu at 1200, the Gengar, the big boy, 3500, the Banette at 189, Feraligatr at 910. You got the Gold Dragonite at 1650, Psyduck at 610, the Mewtwo at 1325, Psyduck at 660, the Mega Attacker Dragonite at 463, got the Gold Charizard at 3600. And we are also going to be checking the brand new Gold Mega Zygarde card that people are finding in Prismatic Evolutions. So this is from our set Perfect Order. We got a sale at 400, 537, 693. So these are the 3 sales that we actually have on eBay. So they're not selling super fast, but that's still crazy to me that we even got that. But all right, that was this week's Falling Friday. If you guys like this content, you guys want to stay ahead of the market, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. If you guys want to support more, you guys can check out my Instagram, my TikTok, my Facebook, my YouTube membership, all that. You guys know what to do. You guys are the best. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you guys want to watch my last Pokemon Throwback Thursday, where we actually go over basically every single Team Rocket card, I did miss Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge. My mic kind of cut out because my baby bumped into it. But yeah, there's a ton of Team Rocket cards in Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge that is not in the video. So definitely check that out. Click this video here if you want to watch that. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.